And the coup d'etat of boxing is back. Official is back, rejuvenated by a can of tuna. Without any bread, without anything else. Just a can of tuna. Uncut, raw, straight from Bolivia. Okay, so let's get back to this film study. Like I told you, we have almost 50 videos. This is the 14th. Let me continue. Speaking of Rodriguez's jab, in this clip we are going to see how he's, we already seen how he's making his opponents get out of balance, but also not only that he can, hold on, this shit is bugging again. Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that not only that he's able to step back by making half a step back with his rear foot or moving his upper body over his rear foot and then counter, but also like we are seeing in this video, when he steps back, when he moves out, he's able to stick the jab in his opponent's face and keep them off balance instead of directly coming back with the power punch counter. Let's see it again. See how instead of coming back with the power jab power punch, sorry, with the power punch immediately, he rather comes back with a double or triple jab in order to keep his opponent off balance, and then throws a power punch. Okay, let's go to the next one. Just give me a second. Share screen. Well, in this one, what he's doing is he's able to control his opponent's guard with a jab, and this is a defensive move. Hold on, give me a second. Right now the video should be going better. This way, what he's doing is he's occupying opponent's lead hand, disabling the opponent's offense with his lead hand. See, as well as when he's stepping back on his way out. Hold on. Give me a second. He threw a power punch, and as he's stepping back, he throws a jab on his way out just to keep his opponent away for him and to disable a possible counterpunch as he's stepping back. Same thing again. Okay, we are going to the next one. This one is going to be about his weakness when it comes to his lead hand. Again, let me share the screen. As I told you in the first part of the stream, the one that I just ended minutes ago, one of his deficiencies is that he can drop his lead hand very often, and that's when he's open for the straight punches, but mainly for the jab, but as well to the straight rights and the left hooks. So either he can drop his lead hand, or he can extend it. Often he's he's extending and keeping his lead arm, his jabbing right hand extended in front of him, and it can be to smother the opponent or to stiff arm them or to push them down, like he's doing here. See what he's doing here? His jabbing hand is fully extended now. Luckily for him, his opponent was not able to do anything to him. He only stepped out, but imagine if he was prepared, if his opponent was prepared to take just a short half a step back and throw the left hook. See in this clip here, for example, what he's doing, using something that Pacquiao used to do. Step in with a jab, with a double jab before throwing the rear left hand. But the problem with it, hold on, this shit is bugging so much, buffering. Yeah, I mean, the video is self-explanatory. See here? Okay, let's go to the next clip. And this one is going to be about his opponents countering his lazy lead hand and moving away. Let me share the screen. When he steps in, when Rodriguez steps in with his lead hand extended, okay, this time I'm not seeing, yeah, it probably landed, if not on his chin, then on his chest. But the smart thing that his opponent Rez did afterwards, after throwing and landing that jab, was to step out and move away. Again, extending his. Hold on. Man, this shit is bugging so bad. I'm so sorry. It's because I don't have a cable connection to my professional computer, to my professional PC. It's working strictly on Wi-Fi. Although my connection, my internet is extremely good, so I don't know what's happening, but it is what it is. Soon, very soon, I will be buying a new PC. But yeah, see how, and again, one of the things that I mentioned in, if I'm not wrong, in the first part of this breakdown of Jesse Rodriguez, I told you how very often he's stepping back when he's setting the traps, when he's looking to make the opponent open up with a punch so he can step back over to his rear foot and counter from there. As he's doing so, as he's shifting from his front foot, as he's shifting his weight over to his back foot, his lead arm is either extended or kept low. And that's exactly what's happening here. You see what is happening. And here, for example, Rodriguez is looking to push, smother his opponent by extending his lead arm and keeping it on his guard or on his neck. Okay, let's go to the next clip. Another weakness of his when it comes to his jab. Not necessarily his jab, but you're going to see what I'm talking about. Let me share the screen. Yeah, so what Jesse Rodriguez is doing very often, and what Pacquiao used to do, especially at the later stage of his career, at the last few years, he loved, as a southpaw, to stick a jab in his opponent's face, moving to the left, moving to his left. As he's throwing a jab, he moves to the left, which, I mean, can be very good. But at the same time, if timed well, it means that he's giving away that angle behind his lead foot here, as you can see what his opponent is doing. He's doing the same thing, and his opponent is stepping around and behind his lead foot. Okay, let's go to the next clip. In one of the previous clips, I showed you how high volume and fighting him chest to chest is disabling his offense. Well, in this clip, I'm going to show you how he was kinda able, after all that struggle that Reyes gave him with inside fighting and volume, he was kinda able to adapt to his inside fighting and make some and to adapt to it, but still, even despite that, it's still giving him problems. But let's see here. Yeah, as you can see in this example, after Reyes stepping in with a punch from a long distance and going in on the inside to smother him, this time Jesse Rodriguez was able to predict it. And what he did was, as he stepped out, he used his lead hand to prevent his opponent from stepping to the inside and keep the distance in between them. That's why this clip was about the distance control. Let's go to the next one. Yeah, the next few following clips are about Jesse Rodriguez and his distance control with his footwork and the other things that he's able to do when he's combining them with his footwork and creating the distance. And it also has to do with his very nice, very beautiful timing. Give me a second. Share the screen again. Okay. This one, I named it distance control, pivoting out and pushing. So yeah, as you can see, as you're about to see, Rodriguez is not the most cleanest fighter in the game, far away from it. And not only that, he can use the check hooks, right hooks, and pivot out. He also uses a lot of pushing, a lot of illegal tactics, moving sticking his lead hand on their necks as he's pivoting out, because it is in not that it is in a human nature, but the anatomy of human being is that when our necks are controlled, we are getting off balance. We are not able to stay balanced, and that's what Jesse Rodriguez is using to his advantage. See how he's cuffing his opponent, Reyes. Again, he's pushing his neck, cuffing in as he goes to a blind angle, to the blind angle. Okay, let's go to the next one. I think we have 26 more clips to show you. Give me a second to share the screen. Yeah, back. Exactly. Welcome back as well. This one is still about his distance control and how he's controlling the distance by this illegal tactic, by pushing, or let's rather say stiff arming his opponent. But then comes back with mean counters. And see here again, Reyes is again giving him trouble at short range, chest to chest. And again, I mean, like I told you, Rodriguez is doing a very good job of defending himself on the inside at that chest to chest distance. And again, maybe he improved when it comes to inside fighting. Maybe his offense got better since we have to see it. We're going to see it maybe tonight, maybe some other time. But in this clip, at this time, he still needed the distance in order to throw punches. And in order to do so, he needed to use pushing, especially with his lead hand, to create the distance. And see, after this counter jab, he's trying to push the opponent's head away to move him back. See, again, he is feeling very comfortable at mid-range and shifting from mid to long range. But when his opponent Reyes, and he gave him hell in this fight with that type of shit. As soon as he comes chest to chest, Rodriguez really needed to create the distance again. Hold on. See. And again. And even at close range, as he's pivoting, changing the angle, see how he's pushing and keeping his opponent's head in place in this illegal manner. But I mean, okay, this exact situation maybe was not so illegal. So Rodriguez, I would say he's rather good at smothering his opponents at that chest to chest distance, but again, not really able to throw punches. See again, pushing. Fuck, this shit is buffering so much. It's incredible. Again, you see where is his lead hand, what it is doing. See how he pushes back his opponent. as he's making the room for his punches. This shit is buffering so much. I'm sorry for it. Very soon, in these next few days, I will be buying a new PC with a cable connection. Pushing again. And again. Okay, let's go to the next clip. Hold on, hold on. But this one is still against him pushing, cuffing his opponents, and keeping or changing the distance by doing so. But this time, I'm talking about the weaknesses when it comes to him pushing and pushing away his opponents and creating the distance. Let me share the screen. Hey, wait a second. Vader D, big up. Very nice to see you, man. Saying yo, good to see you back live. Excited for this fight. Martinez versus Chocolatito and Williams Eubank. Three nice fights. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Martinez Chocolatito too. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, let's get back to business. Yeah, by the way, Vader D, I don't know if you saw it, but just a minute ago, half an hour ago, I ended the part one of the stream of this film study on Rodriguez. So if you missed it, make sure to go back and watch it. Okay, so let's see what goes bad when he's cuffing his opponents, when he's strong arming them, stiff arming them, and when he's pushing them away. Again, opens up the way for a jab, for the left hook. Fuck, this shit is bugging so much. It's mind-boggling. See, at the very moment where he tried to push Reyes off of him with his lead hand, Reyes lands on him, still trying the same thing. And as he's pivoting out and pushing Reyes' neck, hold on, let me rewind it a bit. See, Rodriguez is pushing him with his lead hand, and it's a looping right hand. Same thing here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Now this clip, is one that I love so much. Give me a second. Fuck this piece of trash of PC. Okay, let me share the screen. It's Jesse Rodriguez cutting off the ring. Now, I have a lot of things to say about this. And you probably heard me saying in the past, talking about, well, that's the similar way Canelo is cutting off the ring now. And the exact same way that Roberto Duran used to cut off the ring. Now, people are going to say that there are weak points to it, and I do agree. I'm going to show them later to you, but there are also things that are very good when it comes to cutting off the ring this way, the way that Rodriguez is doing it, the way that Duran used to do it. Now we are going to see Juarez, his opponent, who is on the ropes, who is going to throw a punch and move laterally to his own right. He's throwing a jab just to occupy Rodriguez, to prevent him from answering with anything, as he's taking this huge leap, lateral leap to the right. Now imagine, let me rewind that. Now, as Juarez is moving laterally, imagine Rodriguez if he was cutting off the ring the way that every beginner is taught to do in the boxing gym when they start boxing, meaning that if he's not crossing the legs, if he's not pivoting and crossing his feet, crossing his feet. And look how huge of a leap Juarez is taking. Now, it would take so many steps. First of all, many of half steps, if Rodriguez chose, like every beginner is taught in the boxing gym, not to cross the legs, meaning that, first of all, his steps would be much, much slower, and he would need to take multiple steps in order to keep Juarez in front of him. And at the same time, it would keep him, how do you say it? It would keep Rodriguez, man, how do you say? Hey, big up to John Gonzalez. Big up to you, bro. But if Rodriguez was cutting off the ring the way that the beginners are taught to do it, but by not crossing the feet, he would stay open and squared up. Squared up is the right expression that I was looking for. He would have stayed squared up, and if at the same time he was following Juarez on the ropes, he would be open for straight punches, like he would be open like a pussy. Instead of taking 4 or 5 tiny half a steps while staying open for straight punches, he just places his front foot over here. You see how huge of a step it is. With one step, he cut off the ring. So, in my opinion, this way of cutting off the ring is excellent really excellent against fighters who are using a lot of lateral movement. Now, of course, it depends of your foot speed and the opponent's foot speed. It can be easier or harder. Everything is situational, but it's an excellent way to keep your opponent in front of you. Now, maybe you can say when you're squared up and when you're not crossing your feet when you're not cutting off the ring by crossing your feet, that maybe you would be able to push the opponent back to the ropes, to push the opponent back easier. But when it comes to keeping him in front of you, when he's using the lateral movement, this type of cutting of the ring is way better. And in the following clip, I'm going to get into the weak points of this way of cutting of the ring. But yeah, let's examine this again. See how his opponent Cuadras is taking these very long lateral leaps, and see as he's doing so, Rodriguez is over his right foot, and again he would need 2 or 3 steps, small half steps, if he was not crossing his feet. Instead, again, he simply shifts his upper body over his rear foot and places his front foot from here over to here and cuts off the ring. Just excellent. Just excellent. Let's see more examples of it. Same thing again. And again, this time, Cuadras is not moving to the left side of Rodriguez, outside of Rodriguez's rear hand, but this time he's moving out to the other side, exiting to the left, to outside of Rodriguez's lead hand and the lead foot. See how Cuadras is outside, and instead of losing a precious time if he decided to not to cross his feet, he simply shifts his weight over his rear foot and places his front foot from here over to here and cuts off the ring just perfectly. And here is another way he's cutting off the ring. Right now he's shifting his rear foot from behind him. See? Okay, let's go to the next clip. Which is going to be about the weaknesses of his style of cutting off the ring. Share the screen. Man, by the way, I'm so happy of doing this video right before his fight with Cuadras, because imagine, I mean, Cuadras is an excellent opponent and a weight class above. his weight class, his current weight class. So he may give him some troubles, and if it happens, I will be the only one who predicted how would it happen. Now I haven't studied Cuadras. I didn't have enough of time, but yeah, let's go to the weak points of Rodriguez cutting off the ring. So just like with Canelo, see, as he crosses his feet, and Juarez was smart enough. He may not be the highest level of boxer, but you can see that Juarez, just like Reyes, his other opponent from the past, was very, very ring smart, simply experienced boxer. It's not a surprise with those Mexicans. They're learning their job in the ring, sparring. So Juarez, what he was doing, he was using his footwork, boxing from the outside, using his jab and stepping, timing Rodriguez and stepping in with the punch, then stepping out. So here, right, just right as Rodriguez is crossing his feet, Juarez steps in and catches him. Same thing that is giving Canelo trouble, especially that Canelo's feet are slow. So the thing with this type of cutting of the ring is that you need to do it while being at a safe distance. When you're crossing your feet, you need to cross them from the safe distance when your opponent is sufficiently away from you. And Juarez, smart fighter that he is, he was timing those. He was timing Rodriguez crossing his feet, choosing those spots to step in with the punch. But the thing is, you can say that's a bad thing with crossing your feet when you're cutting out the ring. But the thing is, the same thing goes for the other type of cutting of the ring, the type that every beginner is taught to use in the ring, in the gym to cut off the ring. Still, when you're pressuring someone, when you're cutting off the ring, even when you're not crossing your feet, you need to do it from the safe distance. That's why Golovkin, when he was cutting off the ring, yes, he was pressuring fighters, putting them on the ropes, but he always kept a distance in between him and his opponent. He was not going blindly, giving them the openings while he was cutting off the ring. So yeah, in this clip, let's see it. Let me rewind it a bit. Okay, so let's go. See, he threw a jab. Rodriguez threw a jab. His upper body is over his front foot, and he's stiff-arming Juarez. His upper body is over his front foot for now. And as Juarez is using the lateral movement to get to the outside of Rodriguez's front foot, Rodriguez shifts his upper body over to his back foot and is looking to cross his feet in order to cut off the ring, to place his front foot, lead foot from here over to here. But he was too close, and that's how Juarez was able to land a double jab on him. Same thing here. As he's crossing his feet, Juarez is stepping in with the jab and then stepping out. Okay, let's go to the next clip. And guys, we are not taking any donations, anything. Everything that Corruption in Boxing and myself are asking you to do is to share all these streams either while you're watching them live or share it on the social networks afterwards. It would be really appreciated. But let's go to the next clip, the 25th clip. It's about Rodriguez switching ranges. I cannot remember what is it exactly about, but we're going to see it. Hold on. Let me light up another cigarette. Yeah, imagine. Fuck, this shit is bugging so bad. I imagine this clip, I made it, I think it's about, well, using just the examples of him using his footwork to switch ranges, but also, well, the things that I already told you about in the first part, in the part one of this breakdown, but also how he shifts his upper body. Not only that, he's moving his feet in order to switch ranges, to go from long to mid to inside range or from mid to outside range, but also uses his upper body by shifting it from front to back foot to do the same thing, to switch the ranges. So we can simply admire the examples of it. See how when he slept, as he's pivoting here, he's at close range, chest to chest. And as he's pivoting out, not also that he's pivoting out, but he also needs the room, like I told you, to throw his punches, to make his offense effective. And then goes back to the inside to smother the opponent before looking to pushing him away, trying to recreate the distance. So yeah, these are the examples of him being able to switch the ranges, constantly switch the ranges, even during the exchanges. In the middle of his exchanges, one punch can be from mid-range, the other from the outside, and is back chest to chest to smother the opponent. Then back to the outside range. Then he comes back, see, after throwing a punch from mid or long range, he steps in to smother his opponent, then pushes him back and steps back in order to create the distance to throw a punch from mid-range again. Again, he steps in here from mid-range he steps to the short range, chest to chest, just to push his opponent back and place his feet at a further distance from where, and change the angle from where he can throw a punch from a long range. Again, he gets to the inside range, then shifts his upper body over his back foot because his back foot was at mid-range, then tries to smother the opponent at short range as he's pivoting out and recreating the distance in between them in order to throw the uppercut. Same thing here. He's chest to chest with his opponent as he's pressuring him, and he's stepping out in order to create a distance for his punch. And then he was looking to get back on his chest. So he's confusing his opponents a lot with by changing the distance in the middle of the exchanges, and then it's go back, he step back to mid-range, and then see how he's pushing his opponent back. Means that he's looking to get short range for a second. Again, here he's chest to chest with his opponent, and as he's setting his feet, he's going to the angle, as well as he's creating the distance in between his legs and his opponent, creating the room for his punch. Short range. Here he's at short range, mid range, short range, mid range. You get the point. Let's go to the next clip. What you're hearing in the background, if you hear it, is my dog licking his balls. Okay, let me share the screen again. This one is about switching ranges by stiff arming his opponents. Give me a second. Share the screen. Excuse me. See how he's unable to really throw punches at short range, chest to chest. So he needs to, and he does it very often, he's stiff arming his opponents in order to create a distance in between their upper bodies. And also as he's pivoting out, which I already showed you in one of the other clips. Let's go to the next one. Share screen. This one is about him smothering his opponents. So once again, he can use smothering. He will very often willingly step to the inside to that chest to chest range, but it is to confuse the opponent, to smother him for a second. He will never stay there for a long time. You're never going to see him staying there on the inside chest to chest at the chest to chest range for a long time, looking to stay there for 10-15 seconds. No, instead he steps there for 1 second, 2 seconds at most, in order to confuse them by switching ranges and to smother them, to prevent them from, especially if they're not good at inside fighting, to prevent them from throwing anything at him, or he does it after throwing his own punch from mid or long range. He would step in for a second. but he cannot throw punches from that range. That's why he does a lot of smothering. He's controlling their guards, like here as he pivoting on his front foot. See his lead glove, lead hand, lead arm, how it's over Rivera's lead arm, preventing him from using it in a defensive or offensive manner. Let's go to the next one. It's still about the same thing, but about the weak points of him using this tactic. Share screen. So him smothering his opponents, if they have a good timing, it can be very useful against him. Look how, as he threw a punch and he's looking to step back to create the distance, as he tried to smother his opponent. And I don't know, I'm not sure if you're able to see it here, but at the very end, okay, wait for it to load. See here how his opponent is landing that a left hook on him, not very clean, maybe behind the head. Yeah, definitely behind the head. But also very often he would keep his lead hand low, especially when he's trying to smother his opponents. And here he's looking to smother the opponent with rear hand, with the left hand. Hold on. I mean, of course, to counter this, you need to have a very good timing, of course, and you need to study him in order to know what to do when he's giving you these looks, when he's feinting. You see how he's feinting, and then he puts his left glove in front of him as he slips to the side to throw the right hand. But all that can be countered if he's being studied and if they have a good timing. Well, let's go to the next clip. Give me a second. Share screen. Yeah, it's about him and his inside fighting, or the lack of it. I mean, most of these things I already told you about them, but this is just a compilation of examples of what he's doing when he's on the inside. Hold on. See, so on the inside, his defense is always about smothering, pushing the opponent, switching ranges, or pivoting. But rarely punching from the distance. I already told you everything about it. Let's just watch these examples before going to the next clip. And although you may think that those are inside short range punches, he does need to take a half a step back to throw them. So that is not exactly thrown. That is not being thrown exactly from the chest to chest range. But anyways, we are going to the next clip. It's basically about the same thing, but these are the examples of how it can be used against him on the inside. Meaning used against him when he's hold on. Yeah, how can it be used against him at short range when he's pushing away, when he's stepping out, when he's expecting a one-hit counter, when he's smothering, when he's stiff arming? And hold on. And we're going to talk about body shots and volume. He's trying to stiff arm the opponent, but see, his body is opened at the short range because he's protecting his head, but very often his body is open on the inside at that chest to chest range. He does a very beautiful job, nice job, I would say, of defending himself on the inside on that chest to chest range, but protecting his upper body, his head mostly, while he's open for the body shots, especially see when his opponents are using high volume combinations on the inside. And there is one or two very interesting examples in this clip that I want to show you. Yeah, I think this is the one. Let me rewind it back a bit. Now his upper body is chest to chest with his opponent, but he's moving his feet away, back, trying to create a distance with his feet in order to shift his upper body back over his rear foot and counter to create the distance for his punch here. But while doing so, his body is staying open, and Reyes was landing left and right hooks on him while doing so. I'm hoping that you guys were able to see it. Man, the shit is bugging so bad. Same thing again. You see? Let me rewind it a bit. Yeah, Rodriguez here, he's doing the same thing, stepping back, but while he's protecting his upper body and everything that is in front of him from straight punches, he's At those moments, he's staying open for the hooks to the body. Now, of course, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy to land on him, but you're seeing that it is very possible. And I don't know if he, again, the same thing again. I don't know if he worked on it since these fights, but I clearly see Reyes giving him problems with his volume and with the distance, with short distance, and I saw Juarez giving him tough times with his footwork. I think, in my opinion, up till these days, that this fight against Reyes was the hardest one for him. Reyes really landed a ton of body shots on him. But let's go to the next clip. Give me a second. Now this one is going to be about Rodriguez changing levels, going up and down. Share screen. And he does it a lot. See how here, for example, he's throwing jabs upstairs and occupying Reyes's lead hand, waiting for Reyes to throw a next jab upstairs, and then steps in and changes his level, going down and throwing the jab to the body. He does a lot of it, and I like it. Feinting up and down, and then he can also go up. See here how he's throwing a jab, and again something similar that we have seen in one of the previous clips. As he throwing a jab upstairs, he's dropping his level down. Then goes down, then steps back. See, he leans over and slips to the outside at the same time as he moves back, shifts his upper body back over his rear foot. He drops down, and that's how do you say, a notebook example of how to use the overhand left or the overhand right. It's been used for decades and decades, for a century in boxing, probably for a century. That it's the same thing that the orthodox fighters are doing, meaning that they're stepping in with a jab or double jab upstairs, then they feint a body punch with the right hand by dropping down, by ducking low, and when they duck low, the natural response from their opponent would be to drop their guard down, and then but the problem is when they do it for a half a second, like Rodriguez is doing here, just for a split second, and then comes back with the rear hand but upstairs. That's a textbook example of how to set up the overhand right. Same thing here. You see how he he dropped down for a split second just to make Agaev drop his guard down or expect a body punch. And then hold on. Okay. And see how he's confusing his opponents. He's changing the levels, and they don't know when he's changing his levels because he's giving them different looks. And one time he's going to feint, or a couple of times he's going to drop low and then come up with the power punch upstairs. And sometimes he would do the opposite and go downstairs, so they're never sure. And then goes back upstairs as he's stepping out. And for example, this fight, he gave those different looks to Agaev so many different times that he confused him. He didn't know if he's going to throw a power punch upstairs or downstairs. Fuck, shit is bugging. Okay, you get the point. So let's go to the next clip. The weaknesses of him changing levels. I cannot remember what it is exactly about, but let's see it together. Share screen. Oh yeah, very, very easy to see and understand. I mean, it's not like that it is a weakness of Jesse Rodriguez, but it goes for any fighter. I mean, it's only natural and it's only logical when they drop down like this and, for example, lean. Same thing with Lomachenko. That's how you're taking away Lomachenko's offense as well. As you've seen get low, like Rodriguez is doing here, when he squats, and especially when he uses this lateral upper body movement when he slips to the outside. In this position, his knees are locked, so it's only natural answer to move around, to move laterally, and at the same time throw a punch, straight punch mostly, jab or a rear hand. Because in this position, at this very moment, if timed well, but again, if timed well, their knees are locked for that split second, and they cannot move. See, pretty much self-explanatory. Let's go to the next one. So in these two breakdown videos of Jesse Rodriguez, I already told you many times about how good, how wonderful his timing is. But on the other hand, if his opponents are studying him, his style, if they're getting really deep into what he's looking to do, what type of looks he's giving them. And I'm not saying that it's easy to do, but it can be done, and it's been done. So even with his right uppercuts and right foot, the same way, just like in the previous video, when he's locking his knees, when he squats down and slips to the outside of his opponent, he's doing that to find an opening. He's waiting for the right moment for the opponent to open up so he can throw a right hook or right counter and catch them with it. But if they know what Rodriguez is doing, it can be timed like Juarez is doing here. Let's see it again. So yeah, Rodriguez is playing with his opponents a lot, just like Lomachenko, looking for an opening. But it does not mean that his opponents cannot do the same thing. On the contrary, as you can see, it is very effective when being done. Okay, let's go to the next clip. This one, the next one, is a really lovely clip. It's about his body counters. I would say that's one of the specialties of Jesse Rodriguez. Counters to the body, but you're going to see what's interesting about them. First of all, body counters, it's good on its own because the fighters who are going often to the body with counters are not, we don't see it very often. So it's already good as a tactic on its own. It's catching them by surprise. But Rodriguez is also extremely, extremely accurate. He has a great accuracy, and also he's not going to counter them with a single punch, but very often, I would say most of the times, as you're about to see in this clip, it's a two-piece combo. It can be when he waits for them to open up with a power punch and then counter it, either with a body punch downstairs and then another power punch upstairs, or it can be the opposite, counter it with a power punch upstairs followed with a body punch. Just admire this video. Oh, shit is bugging. Like I told you, either countering with a body punch followed with a punch to the head, or the opposite, to the head and then to the body as he's pivoting on his front foot, as he's changing levels, as he's slipping to the side. Really, really brutal and accurate puncher. Lovely, lovely, very lovely body punches. Lovely counters. Overhand left upstairs, right hook or right uppercut to the body. I love those two-piece counters up and down from Rodriguez. I absolutely love them. It's lovely. Yeah, so watch out for his body counters. As we are going to the next clip, as lovely as the previous one. Just a second. Share screen. This one is about his catch and shoot style. So another way of him countering his opponents. Yeah, I would say, and even corruption. He during his last fight, he told me. I mean, he knows that it's Rodriguez's trademark, catch and shoot. But yeah, I distinctively remember how right after his last fight, he wrote me something along the lines of, "Man, those Rodriguez's catch and shoot counters are really amazing." So let's admire them. Catch, shoot, smother, catch, shoot, catch, shoot, smother, catch, shoot, cat, hold on. Catch, shoot, smother, catch, shoot. Ooh, what a lovely short uppercut. Catch, shoot. Yeah, really amazing. Just a lovely timing from Jesse Bam Rodriguez. And speaking of his timing, that's exactly how this following clip is named. Just the examples of him and his timing and accuracy. Well, timing mostly. Hold on, let me share it. Timing, share. Really, really lovely timing. He times it with his punches, with his feet. Again, fantastic timing. Lovely sequence. And we are going to the next one. These are going to be the examples of Jesse Rodriguez's compact and short punching. I mean, I told you that he doesn't excel at punching from short range, from chest to chest, let's say. But combined with his timing, the way he can throw his punches, very short, very sweet punches from mid-range, it's mind-blowing. Hold on. Oh, this one is in real speed, real time. See how short that uppercut was. Short jab. Okay, he misses this one. See how short this punch was. This right hook upstairs, catch and shoot. He's able, so yeah, he's definitely able to stay compact. I mean, oh man, look at this. What a timing, what accuracy, what just sweet, so sweet, man. And it was so short, so nice, man. We need to see it again. Like a shotgun. Again, he hits one here. Look what a short right hook it was. Look this one. How just short and compact it is. Same thing for this uppercut. And this one, man. Fantastic timing. So compact, so short, so sweet, so precise. Let's go to the next one. Which I named intelligently setting up combos with feints and footwork. I cannot remember what it is exactly about, but again, let's see it together. Yeah. Here he feints a jab, or it was a setup jab, as his opponent slips to the outside and is looking to move out laterally. He immediately catches him with short hook. Jab to the head. See how he intentionally threw this second jab, not the one that is about to land, but the next one above his head in order to make the opponent duck down. So, and as he's changing the angle, as he's pivoting, he hips that glove, that lead glove, over his head so he can pivot and throw an uppercut. Sorry, but his opponent was already away. See how after throwing that left hook to the body, he puts his gloves on his opponent's gloves in order to smother him. And he was in a position to throw a following punch, and he would have done it if his opponent was not moving away, moving out. Hold on. Again, he intentionally throws the rear straight left over his opponent, over his head, as he's stepping to the outside angle. in order to, or pivoting, rather pivoting, in order to set up that right uppercut. So yeah, definitely very, very intelligent fighter. Let's go to the next one. I think we have 17 more to go. Let me see it. No, rather 7 more clips. Yeah, 7 more. So we are nearly finished, almost finished. Just be patient. Let me share it. This one is about his punching rhythm, or rather about how Jesse Rodriguez is very intelligently changing the rhythm of his punches, similar like Golovkin is doing. I told you we were, Corruption and myself, we were the only ones, I think, who talked about it when it comes to Golovkin. So he is never going to just throw the same combos in the same rhythm. There are feints in between them. He switches the ranges in between them, getting his opponents out of balance, you know, with his movement before proceeding, throwing the following punch. Here he feints. Maybe he wanted to throw a jab, but he steps in without throwing a punch, rather seeing the opponent throwing a jab. So he blocks it as he steps in. And then, see, there is a lot of little things that he's doing. I don't know how to describe it, but the things that he's doing in between his combos. Right now, he threw a very quick right hand, left hand combo, almost making, I'm not saying that in this example is the most accurate combo, but trying to make them land as close as possible one to the other. It's what Tyson is talking about when he says making two punches sound like one. So see here, for example, hold on. He set the trap for his opponent. He stepped out. He throws a jab, left hand, and then he's cuffing his opponent instead of throwing a next punch, as he pivoting before throwing a next punch. Jab, jab, and then when his opponent is expecting a third punch, instead of it, just like Golovkin, he steps in while slipping the jab, while going to the outside angle and proceeding with punches. So that's also why he's not always very, very easy to time. Big up to Vordic, Vordic Warrior, Nordic Warrior, Vordic Warrior. Damn. Big up to you as well, Nordic. Thank you for being here. So we are already 41 clips behind, 6 more to go. Let's go to the next one. Just give me a second to share it. Share screen. This one, I named it Giving Away the Angles. I mean, I already mentioned it in just a few clips ago, so it won't be long, but the same thing. When he leans, when he slips, to the side, and when he locks his knees that way, when he's dipping down, he's locking his knees, and so just like him, like Lomachenko, like anyone else, if timed well, you can throw a jab or straight punch and move laterally or step out, but that's an opportunity to land on him. I'm not saying that you're going to land something, a huge punch, something serious, but a nice way to score, and or at least defensively to do something good defensively, meaning to negate his offense. Because see, in this position, his knees are locked. In that split second, he cannot move or make an offensive move if you step out, step away, and that's what Cuadras was doing very often in this fight. Same thing when he's stepping in one of the earlier examples videos, maybe in the part 1, I think, that I did earlier. I told you about how similar to Pacquiao in the later stages of his career, him as well as a southpaw, he loves to step in from outside to the inside and move to the left as he's stepping in with the jab in order to set up a trap, to make the opponent open up with a counter for him to lean back, to step here, slip left, and counter with the left hand. But while doing so, while he's moving from the outside to the inside to his left with the jab, that's the time to time it, if timed well, to time it with the left hook and step outside of his lead foot. Same, see how Juarez nicely negated Rodriguez's offense. Let's go to the next one. And this following clip is about timing Rodriguez's 1-2s. Let me share it. And very similar to Manny Pacquiao. Oh, and this was exactly Manny Pacquiao's trademark, especially around the time that he became a global superstar. And before that, oh, I mean, even before that, fuck what I'm talking. 1-1-2, 1-1-2. But the thing is, it can be timed. See, they use Jesse Rodriguez as well as Manny Pacquiao used to do. He would throw one jab and then following jab, another short jab, following jab, to distract the opponent and to control their guard or something like that before throwing the straight left. But if you know what you're dealing with, if you recognize that situation, which I'm not saying that it's easy to do, but it can be done, and it's done here. So see, that's why I'm saying that I hate when people are saying this fighter is going to lose against inside fighter, pressure fighter, or a boxer or outside fighter, because what I'm seeing here with Jesse Rodriguez, who's a wonderful talent, my favorite prospect for these past 2 years, I can see him losing by an pressure, high volume inside fighter as well by a boxer with a great jab and great footwork. So it really depends. Any style, yeah, it's sure that certain styles would have some difficulties against certain styles, but any style can be beaten by any other style. Nordic is saying 112 was a pattern with many back then. Yeah, then he became more versatile after the first Morales fight he lost. He was a bit too predictable in those days. Yeah, exactly, Nordic, exactly, 100%. Absolutely agree with you. And here again, the situation that we saw earlier. Yeah, at the same time he's crossing his legs, but still one see there is a not only that first jab that kind of lands on Rodriguez's face, but the second one. See how short of a punch it was, and it really timed him well before in that split second in between his second jab and left hand. It can be timed. And so we're going to the video number 44. Let me share it. Excuse me. His defense, his left glove, lead left glove. Weaknesses. Hold on. Oh yeah, yeah, I know what I'm trying to say with this clip. Again, similar to Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Manny Pacquiao especially from the Thurman fight or from the last few years. I mean, in fact, shit, what I'm saying. In fact, Manny Pacquiao's been using it for years. Just like Rodriguez, stepping back, shifting his upper body over to his back foot, and as he's doing so, as he's stepping back over to his rear foot, he's looking to parry punches with his rear left glove, and similar to Rodriguez, exactly what Rodriguez is doing here. But it can be also, and Thurman had some success in the second part of the fight against Pacquiao by looping the right hand and catching Pacquiao, who was expecting a straight right hand. Instead, Thurman was sometimes throwing the looping right or overhand right or right hook around the guard, or shit, even the Cuban, fuck, I forgot his name, did the same thing a couple of times. Same thing can be done against Jesse Rodriguez. You can either feint it or throw a few straight rights, and then time it and throw a long right hook, right hand, looping right, overhand right, just like here. Yeah. And we are on to the next one. And these are going to be just some examples of Jesse Rodriguez's wonderful accuracy. Let me share it. Share. See how while moving, while feinting, while probing, and then pivoting, he knows that his opponent is turning with him, and instead of throwing, and he's observing his opponent's guard. He's seeing his opponent's right glove his face, so as he's stepping to the outside angle, he loops his rear left hand and catches him with a brutal punch, and that's exactly how he stopped him. Here comes another example of his accuracy. I mean, some of these clips we already saw him a couple of times today. Just brutal. See again how short and sweet it is, how well timed. And this one, man, two-piece combo, two-piece counter. Very, very accurate. Very, very accurate shot to deliver. Really lovely. Incredible. Let's go to the next one. One very simple yet fantastic type of feints is the eye feint, and I catch him using it very, very often in all of his fights. So let's just see an example of it. You just watch Rodriguez's body language. See how his head is up, looking right into his opponent's eyes, feints a jab, and then goes down, drops down. Yeah, this is an even better example. Just observe where he's looking and what he's doing and what is the reaction of his opponent. Look into his opponent's face and then make him lift his guard up and then goes down to the body. Hold on. Very easy, very simple, yet very smart. And let's go to the very last clip. I mean, it doesn't show us a lot, but it makes us question a lot. I mean, one particular thing. Let me share it. It makes us question, not in a negative way, but ask ourselves instead of question it, ask ourselves a question: how good his chin is, because he's been fighting not a very high level. I mean, some of these fighters are really, really experienced and very smart guys. You can just see that they learned a lot in boxing and that they know what they're doing. They're experienced. They know how to read their opponents. But this was not exactly the highest level of opposition for him up till now, up till tonight. So we don't know how good his chin is. He ate some good punches, counters. Nothing looks. I mean, if anything, I saw him eating some very good punches from his opposition, but you never know. Sometimes, I mean, a guy who's working as a cashier at your local store and is fighting at your gym for fun, he can have a harder punch than a professional boxer, well-schooled boxer. But if that well-schooled boxer has more tricks in his sleeves, much better ring IQ, better feints, better repertoire of punches, better accuracy, timing, even being a lighter puncher than your local cashier, he may be in a much better position to stop the opponent than he would have better opportunities to stop his opponent than your local cashier would be able to do it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that we have to see what is going to happen against Cuadras, who's a very nice puncher, very good boxer, used to be extremely quick, and used to have that amazing EPO stamina. So it's going to be very interesting to see him tonight. Can't wait to see it. There's no sleeping to me for me tonight. I finally normalized my sleeping patterns, but I will have to stay up for this one. Cannot wait for it. But yeah, I mean, we have to see what his reactions are going to be if Cuadras is able to land something meaningful, something serious on him. I don't know. Maybe Rodriguez doesn't even let him do it. I don't know. We're going to see. I'm very anxious to see it. But what I'm trying to tell you is that, in my opinion, my personal, honest opinion, it's not like that all the questions are already answered about his chin. From what I'm seeing, his chin seems pretty sturdy, very good, but it can change with one fight. We're going to see it very soon, in a couple of hours. Other than that, yeah, I have to tell you a few things. Yeah, like you may or may not know, I change the town, change the work. So that's why Corruption in Boxing and myself, we've been unavailable here on YouTube for a while, for a couple of months. Right now I'm doing this stream on my shitty professional computer, shitty professional PC, but these days I'm really going to look up for a very good PC, and I'm preparing a lot of surprises for this channel, and I'm hoping that Corruption and myself, we are going to be able to do new streams very soon. I hope Corruption is doing well. I hope every one of you is doing well. So thank you for following the channel. Thank you for being with us. You here in the chat room, or the other people, the other listeners who are following us. Thank you to all of you. Nordic Warrior, Duck, John Gonzalez, Vader D. Who else was there earlier today in the part 1 of the stream? Diego. Who else, man? Cannot remember. And again, big shout out to the whole PDA boxing channel, to Mr. PDA, King Bucho. I'm really thankful to PDA for always shouting out this channel, as well as my my solo channel. Really thankful for it. So yeah. Anyways, yeah. One last thing. I'm. Some of you saw that I haven't been on Discord for a while. It's because I broke my phone screen, and for some reason I cannot log on to my Discord account from the other phone or from my PC. I don't know why is it, but yeah, I'm going to repair it in a few days. So I'll be back, but again, the things are a bit different. I'm not hanging around on Discord on the internet as much as I used to. I have some new obligations, some new interests. So, but one thing is sure: corruption in boxing and official scorecard boxing are always going to be here and are here to stay. And we're coming back stronger than ever. I'm really preparing some interesting things for the coup d'etat boxing. I haven't even told about it to corruption, but just wait and see. First of all, I'm looking to buy a new PC in the next few days, and you'll see it soon enough. It's been Official Scorecard. Thank you for watching. Please, if you want to support the channel, share, please share it. As this banner is saying, share, and like the video. That's enough for me. Enjoy the fights tonight. Have a great weekend. Peace out. See you soon.